gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up. Throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know that. Shut them haters up, you know we go so hard. Chopper hit up in they face, yeah, I'm a bulldog. Number one is what we holding, number one is what we stand. When you step out on that field, let them know you ain't playing. Step back in that pocket, launch it off like a rocket. Pass the pill, run the ball, either way they ain't gon' stop it. Bring that trophy back and let them know that CH got it locked up from the east to west, north to the south, and they can't top it. That defense they holding, that O-line be blocking. Check your Facebook, them bulldogs, they tryna top it. Them corners on their job, they receivers, they gon' lock it. And don't try and punt the ball because that D-line gon' block it. They know we coming hard, they know we coming strong. Let them haters do they talking, Chopper here deserves the throne. Yeah, we sit at number one, they know we can't be cloned. Now it's time to handle business, gonna bring that title home. Work, throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up, throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up, throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up, throw that blue and gold up. Make them haters throw up, throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know I'ma throw that blue and gold up. CH in they face, let them know that. This shit is our year, so we gon' shut it down and handle that and let them haters know another L. Say we not hearing that. Blue and gold, I be wearing that. Them other teams, we not fearing that. That competition ain't nothing, bulldog country boy, we gon'
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the weekly wrap-up show. It's your boy Brett Swinney here with Corey Marshall. Corey, how's it going, man?
Man, it's going. Busy week. It should be busier. It should have been busier.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, if Vince is coming, he's on his way.
Yeah, Vince should be here soon. Everyone take notice. If you didn't know, there will be a huge announcement tonight, so stay tuned for that. But before we get to that, we'd like to welcome our guest. He is a sports director at KMOO here in the East Texas area, Kyle Owens. Kyle, welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Kyle, go ahead and tell everyone kind of what your role is at KMOO, what you do, the teams you cover. I mean, we kind of caught up during the playoffs here. You had a table right beside us. We had a couple of different views of a massacre of a girls' game. Our girl Natalie Norwood was the player of the week for us that week. We were on the wrap-up show with the 7 threes. That was an incredible performance. But go ahead and give us a little information about yourself and your station and what all y'all do.
So, obviously, I'm Kyle Owens. I'm the sports director at 99.9 KMOO. We're based out of Mineola, but we cover all of East Texas. I got the teams here. We cover 20 different schools. So, We cover Yanis and Fruitvale in 1A. In 2A, we cover Como Picton, Alba Golden, Hawkins, and Big Sandy. In 3A, we cover Mineola, Harmony, Winsboro, Quitman, Winona, Grand Saline, Edgewood, Rains, Lone Oak, and Gladewater. And then in 4A, we cover Van, Canton, Wills Point, and Lindale. So, I mean, we cover. It's difficult to get all those schools in a season because you try to hit every school at least once.
Yeah.
So it's really tough. Yanis doesn't have football, so we don't have to worry about them in football. But all these other schools trying to get them in once, man, it's tough. But I enjoy it. I mean, you get to see a ton of different kids in East Texas. I'll say this. I'll die on this hill. East Texas has the best athletes around, and it's really fun to watch them. I've been the sports director at KMOO since 2017. So in 2016, when the Yellow Jackets Mineola won state, I was the color guy for that in the booth. So I did that one. I was at Lindale's state game in 2021, broadcasted that one.
That's our subject, Kyle.
Sorry, guys.
Tread lightly there.
This is gonna make it worse. I'm from Lindale. I graduated from Lindale. So, but then also I've done two state softball games with the Rains Lady Cats, 2019 and last year. So, man, just been all over the place, done numerous games. I think my total games between football, basketball, baseball, and softball is over 330 broadcasts. So, got a lot of time on the microphone, but it's fun, man. I love it. I love it. It's fun. It's real fun to do.
I wouldn't disagree with that. And like I was just gonna say what Brett was man about to say, like what pushed you into that mode to where I want to do radio and I want to travel, because it's not something that you just normally would wake up one morning and say, you know what, I'm gonna get in my truck, I'm gonna drive, and I'm gonna cover all these games and kind of want to take my time and do this, because it is not easy. I can tell you right now,
we're learning that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing it for 5 years. It racks up some miles.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've always wanted to do it. Like even when I was younger, obviously I played backyard football with the kids in the neighborhood, but there would be times where I would come inside and have like a mic, not a mic, but like a brush or something, and I'd be like doing play-by-play of that stuff going on. So I've always wanted to do it. I've always been interested, like Vin Scully, Joe Buck, people like that, Pat Summerall. Always enjoyed like listening to them. So the opportunity presented itself. I really started with KMOO back in like 2014, and I was running the board for games while the sports director before me was doing play-by-play. And I was like, man, I really want to, that's what I want to do. Like I can do that. Like, not trying to be cocky about it. I can do that. Like, I know I'm good at it. And so 2017 came along. He took a job with Westwood One doing news. And I was like, all right, it's time to go. And so been doing it ever since, man. And I've learned a lot. Like I'll go back and listen to like broadcasts I did in 2017, 2018. And I'm like, they let me on the radio with that. Like, that's tough. But you get progressively better. I've got a great relationship with all the ADs and coaches in our area, in our listening area. And that's, to me, that makes it a lot easier when you have a good relationship with the AD, because they'll help you, with setup, with rosters, with game times, changes. Last year is a perfect example in Austin for the state softball tournament. Pouring down rain. Like, we got up in the booth, we're ready to broadcast Rains Bishop state semifinal, and it's just pouring down rain. So we have like an hour and a half delay. Okay, cool. Well, then they're like, well, we're going to push it back to later. Awesome. So I'm texting with the head coach. I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? They're like, well, we may move it to Georgetown and just play on the turf. I'm like, I need to know. Like, Georgetown, Austin, it's about a 30-minute trip. I need to know something. And so they ended up playing late that night after a delay. But it's just stuff like that, just staying with good relationships with everybody and the fans, man. Like, we have a lot of listeners that listen to sports games. That I go back to Rains because the state games are the biggest broadcast, and there's so many people. Like, I couldn't call the game because so many people were texted into our studio line, like giving shout outs to the Lady Cats or what have you. So, man, it's just a fun time, but it's definitely difficult doing all these schools and trying to keep everything everything's straight. Like
you got some fan support here.
That's my boy Steve. He graduated from Lindale too. He a couple of years before me. He's in Charlotte right now working, but shout out Steve. Yeah, Lindale, stand up, man. I know Lindale, Chapel Hill. Look, when I was in school, we didn't play Chapel Hill. So
right.
I got nothing but love for the Bulldogs over there.
And it's the weird thing about it. We talk about that all the time. Like, where did this rivalry come from? Like, we didn't have any. There was no beef with Lindale at all whatsoever. We kind of like Lindale. Now it's just Lindale.
We've
also had some bad experiences, like hospitality wise.
No! See, now you know me though. I got pool here in Lindale. I got you. Next time I go to Lindale, you just let me know.
Like last year, we went to Lindale for football season, and they made us sit outside.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. They even made me sit outside. So it ain't y'all.
Man.
I know it's not y'all.
They got a 3-story press box, and there's not a single spot in there for guest media. I mean, I just couldn't believe it.
I didn't understand it either. But here's the thing: the windows don't open in that press box. So sitting outside, you really get more like crowd volume and noise. The band. I prefer it. I mean, yes, it's nice sitting inside. Don't get me wrong, but I guess because I've been in so many. How do I put this? Questionable broadcast situations. Like, so
have you ever broadcast at our visitor side before?
Chapel Hill? No, I have not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we have a spot, but you better pack light because there's not a whole lot of room.
Look, I've been on top of press boxes. I've been, one of my first year, 2017, we did a game in Winona. They were playing Elysian Fields. And we were on top of the press box in Winona because there's no room in the press box. So we were on top of the we were on top of the press box, and there was a bee's nest that was right next, like a beehive that was right next to us. So like pregame, we got bees flying around us. I'm like, nah, this
here we go.
This ain't what it is.
That's tough to Brock. When the fans are louder than our play-by-play. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: as a play-by-play guy, you got to be louder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah, we didn't. Our mic didn't have to be turned up very loud that night.
Look, the old Lindale press box. You wouldn't. I mean, you would have had a spot, but it was so crammed in that old Lindale press box. Like it was. And the crazy thing is, that used to be the home. Like, well, it's a home side again, but that the visiting side was the home side when I was in school. So they got the new press box. It's a beautiful facility. But it's, you got to sit outside. But like I said, I don't really mind it because it's better for crowd noise. And that's, to me, when like a big play happens, you want that crowd noise. Like a big touchdown or something, you want to hear the crowd and the cowbells and all that. So I don't mind it. But again, I guess it's because I've been doing it. I've had to sit outside for so long. Like
we've got our microphone. We've got 100-foot XLR cable. So it can get to wherever really if we need to run it way out because our camera usually has to be kind of away from us too. So
right.
I mean, we've set up in all different kinds of situations, but
where's the nicest place y'all broadcasted from? Like, where's the best place you broadcast from?
Man,
you hype up Lindale a lot. I'm not in Lindale, but Henderson a lot.
Henderson?
Yeah, I haven't been in that press box. I've never been to that.
It is nice.
Right.
But I mean, we did some playoff games this year.
True.
Of course, we were in the Star, which
that's
it's not great as what you would think. Like the room that we broadcast, it was big, but it was like long.
Yeah,
like it wasn't wide. It was just really deep. You had lots of space to spread out your equipment and all that, but it's not really big. New Caney's nice. We've been there a couple of years in a row. See, Carthage is like a sardine can.
Never been there.
We haven't played Carthage since I started calling games, so I don't know. I haven't been in that one. That's interesting.
My first year, I did a game at Allen. Now that was nice. That was nice. And Cowboys Stadium, or AT&T Stadium, I should say, yes, it's like for being AT&T Stadium, it's nice, but where they have radio set up, you're in the end zone. So it's very hard to see what's going on. I found myself watching the screen and calling the game from the screen than on the field. So it's
it's
weird.
That's Rob. Shout out to Rob for listening tonight. That's Rob, the Facebook
Rob?
user there. He knows. He's our cameraman for football.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I think I really love broadcasting in Roy City. If y'all ever do a game in Roy City,
Let's see.
wonderful to do. It's a beautiful facility. The people are A1, and I like it. They got you can be in the press box, but they have like right above the stands have like these two little glass boxes, I guess for scouts, but that's where we sit. And it's just, man, you got nobody around you. That's the thing with me too. I don't like a lot of people around me. Like I want to kind of be free, but it's a fun time, man. I enjoy it.
Especially when you're talking and you're trying not to be partial to any side. You just calling the game. It's good to just have, now you can speak freely, and not get that dirty look from somebody or get a tap on your shoulder like, where are you guys from? Like, hey, we're just calling the game. Being partial is rough, especially when you're following one team or you just calling the game, and it's like you really want to just call the game as you see it, and that to me that's one of the hardest practices thus far this year. Kind of have to shake that off coming soon. So,
and my thing is like, yes, when our teams play each other, like Big Sandy Hawkins, when they play each other, like you get excited for everything. They're both of our teams. You know what I mean? But so, for example, the game that I met y'all at, the Gladewater Mount Vernon game. So Gladewater's our school. Mount Vernon's on the edge of our listening area. Like we have listeners in Mount Vernon. So I don't want to just bash Mount Vernon. And so my philosophy always is, even if it's not a school that we cover, and we may not have anybody listening like from that town, but I'm going to always give credit for good plays. Like if it's a good play, you got credit. I'm not. And at the end of the day, these are 14, 15, 16-year-old kids. Like I'm not bashing a kid. I'm not getting on the radio and bashing a kid. Like that's just not me. I've heard announcers do it, especially doing high school games. I've heard it. And I'm just, it makes me uncomfortable because these are kids, man. Like now, if you're getting paid millions of dollars, you're open to be bashed. But a high school kid, man, they need lifting up and encouragement. And so I will say, if something questionable happens, I'm like, well, it's probably not a good idea. Probably shouldn't have done that. But I'm not gonna sit out there, oh, that was stupid. You shouldn't have done it. I can't do that. That's always try to be respectful to both sides, even if it's not a team we cover.
Right. That's the way to go.
If we got any listeners out there that want to ask Kyle any questions, feel free to message in the chat here while we've got him on. You got any other questions? I guess let's talk about your teams for basketball and how well they did this year. I know you said you had Winsboro still playing. Are you going to cover them?
No. See, and here's another thing. So some schools have their own broadcast, which is completely fine. And that's if they're in our listening area, we'll still talk about them. Like I'll still support Winsboro. But they have their own
like Canton
hometown
has.
radio.
Canton has. Canton, we got to meet the Canton guy when we played them in the playoffs. Real nice guy. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
It's probably TA or Mike.
It was the guy run the camera. It was a camera guy.
Oh, Ken.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he got to pick his brain a little bit. Real nice guy. We kind of threw ideas off each other and kind of just talked about what we were doing, what they were doing. And he said they're basically a part of y'all, but they just cover Canton.
Yeah, I was just about to say they're our sister station. So the owner of the B over in Canton is our owner now too. So, but yeah, they specifically cover just Canton, I don't touch Canton. Like Canton's covered. You know what I mean? So like Winsboro has a hometown radio. I'll talk about them, support them, give updates on them, but I'm not going to go cover them unless they're playing one of our other teams that doesn't have coverage. So like, for example, Winsboro's in it. And I've seen Winsboro play once this year when they played Quitman. Those girls are legit, man. They are really, really good. Solid. I saw earlier today, it's their 14th time in the state tournament in school history for the girls. Like they are dominant. They got a girl down low that plays the post that, most bigs will dominate the paint she can step out mid range and butter, like just making them. So, and they got 3-point shooters around the arc. They press you all game long. And the most impressive thing is they switch up their presses and traps. So like you may figure out one way to get around it, and then oh nope, they switch it up, and then you're all confused. Winsboro's really good. I expect them. I'm calling it. They're winning state.
All right. There's your question from Steven there, Kyle. What's your favorite game you've ever covered?
Man. Ooh, that's tough. That's a lot of games. I think if I'm going football game, I'll have to say it was probably – there's two of them, and they're in the same season. So when Lindell State Run – I'm sorry, guys. On Lindell State Run,
Sorry.
they played Needville in Bryan, and it was an absolute shootout. Like,
that was back and forth. I remember watching some of that game.
Jordan Jenkins had 9 touchdowns, I think. 9 touchdowns. So he was all over running it, kickoff returns, like he was doing it all. It was a shootout. I believe the final score, I want to say, was 70 to 56 was the final score, something like that. Like it was a shootout. So that was fun to call. But probably the most intense was the state semifinal game against Austin LBJ down in Humble. That game was, oh my gosh. Lindell was down big in the first half. A guy from LBJ got ejected for a hit, and it seemed like it just sparked Lindell. They got a big punt return by Eric Williams.
You got another. That's another sensitive name.
Yeah, it's like you're 2 for 2 today.
You're like just twisting it.
I'm sorry. It was a fun game though, but Lindell won on a walk-off field goal at the end, like to win it all. A little 20-something yard field goal. Landon Love kicked it. We're headed to state. I mean, it was. I'm getting chill bumps thinking about it. Being a graduate of Lindell, like that's special. But then being there and watching that game and being able to call it, I had no voice at the end of the game. It probably sounded horrible on radio because my voice was hoarse. But it was so fun, man. So I guess that would be those seasons. Those are 2 really good games. Yeah,
we had some pretty good ones that we called in this last season. I do the color commentary for football. Logan Ward is he does play-by-play for us. We're both Chapel Hill graduates, so it was a fun run. My favorite game probably to call was that overtime win at Rose Stadium over Kilgore.
Oh yeah,
man, that was probably. I mean, there was some good games all season. The last game was a good one too. We just didn't turn out our way there. It was. I thought we had it. I mean, the win was like right there in our hands with 7 minutes to go, and just couldn't hang on. LBJ was they just had more right there at the end. They kicked it another gear, but that interception in the overtime, man, that was something else.
Magic.
Yeah, I wasn't watching it, but I saw the highlights of it, and I was like, man, because I think we were there that day doing a game because I think Van and Gilmer played before.
Yes, because we almost did that game.
I may have taken your spot in the booth.
You might have. We actually were gonna do that game, and then I think for some reason it didn't end up working out where we could get the game. We were just gonna do it since we were already gonna set up to do the next one. So but yeah, that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's just watching the highlights sounds like those are my type of games, like coming down. And then I was watching on Texan Live. I was watching the Chapel Hill LBJ game, and look, man, I have a Chapel Hill shirt. I had it on. I was cheering for the dogs. I was all into it. I won't say nothing else about LBJ because I understand.
Yeah,
that was tough.
It was painful.
And for them, and then they went out at state and.
Well, they just laid an egg there at the first. They almost came back and made it a game.
Yeah. Chapel Hill, I think, would have done better.
We would have competed. But if you think about it, and I told Brett this, both semifinal games was the exact same score. You know, both teams lost by the exact same amount of points. And then the final game was just different. Had we played Hershey in the state finals. That would have been memorable for Hershey because, Hershey's no more after this year. They're getting brand new schools and everything, which is weird. But I don't know. I didn't feel like LBJ was going to beat Stevensville. I think I told him off camera. I'm like, from a competitive standpoint, I'd rather play Hershey because Stevensville was legit.
Yeah.
It just, you can kind of tell, like, all right, man, this looks like their year. It just looked like Stevensville's year. But I told him off camera. We've been doing a weekly wrap up show, guys. What, week 50, week 30 or something like that.
We started the very first of the football season. Yeah.
Yeah, and I told him, it was like, what was your prediction? I said, I don't know if this is going to be our year. I said, but I think next year is that's that year. Just so I'm anxious. I'm anxious to see.
I hope your pick for that is better than your picks were this season, Corey.
That was the reason why I did those picks. We all know that if you've been paying attention to the show.
Here we go. You
would have known I picked those things for a reason.
I need Vince on here to back me up. So Corey likes to take these picks called the long shot picks, and then he blames it on, I was just trying to get one there. I really did. I really would have picked the other team, but I was just going like Argyle. He picked them 6 straight weeks to lose. Like eventually they were gonna, and they finally lost. And it was the pick of the year after it was number 6 time he picked them to lose. So
who beat him? Melissa? Was it Melissa who beat him? I can't remember now.
It can't be the pick of the year if you pick it 6 straight weeks and you get lucky one week.
See, there we go, Corey.
Here's the thing, Brett's. I don't think they're gonna lose. No, they're gonna lose. They almost lost the week before. I had this barely win theory. So you cannot barely win the week before and still try to win the next. You can't do that. Like if you barely win, if the sports guys won't let you do it, you can't beat a team by 1 every single week. Like or 1 field goal. Like you're losing games. Eventually you end up losing. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, eventually you gotta lose. Eventually, yes, everyone's gonna lose. Hey,
well, it's not the same.
I wish I had my picks here because I was gonna say I won by like 20 picks, Corey.
Brett was picking to win. I was picking for entertainment.
I was picking who I thought was going to win the game. I thought that was the way you're supposed to do.
He was picking for wins.
So he's just picking for entertainment. That way, now you got something to talk about. There, I understand, Corey. I got you.
So there we go. Yeah. So I finally said, now you redeem yourself.
I'm trying to get back into good graces.
Yeah, you were 0 for 2. You was Lindell and LBJ. Like if he would have said White House, would have cut the tape.
Oh, no. How about Jacksonville?
Listen. I went to college in Kansas for football, and my roommate in college was from White House.
Oh,
there you go.
Well, that's not bad because White House is really, honestly, it's a rivalry, but it's. I think honestly the basketball rivalry is a lot more of a rivalry for us than it was football. To me it was because basketball is like, man, it was just some battles. It was just unspeakable battles. It was rough, but it was good. It was good. And both, if we could do like a documentary of something, back in the day, like the battles that we had, just the fun. It was that type of Duke versus North Carolina type rivalry. To me, it felt like that. And all the old guys are like, man, that was some of the funnest games we've ever played. It was great. And the atmosphere is just different, especially when we actually played at neutral sites instead of each other's high schools. Mm-hmm. It was great.
See, Lindell and White House had a big rivalry in basketball when I was at school too. Like, and in football. So, yeah, we didn't like White House when I was at school either. So when I found out that my roommate was going to be from White House, I said, I don't know.
And it's good, it's good. Like you're completely out of state or away from East Texas, and then you guys kind of get together and talk about how big East Texas is as far as like sports and football. And it's like, what are you guys talking about? We wouldn't understand.
Yeah, no. Look, these people in Kansas, they're like, we were telling them, some games, a normal high school game on a Friday night, it's like, 5,000 to 7,000. Like that's a normal crowd. And they're like, what? That's huge. We're like, no. Try like, 15, 20 or 40, 50,000 at these state games. That's a big crowd. They can't fathom that. And so that's why I'm saying like Texas is king in football. Like I will argue that with anybody. Now I know Florida's got a good football. California's got good football. Texas, though, is king to me.
Yeah. We're partial.
Yeah,
I can get that.
So I know basketball. Y'all got some basketball coming up too. I just want to give a shout out. I gotta give a shout out to the Quitman Bulldogs, man. So they
heard about them. Been
struggling a little bit these past few years in all sports, really. It's been kind of a downtime at Quitman. This past year, last year, the girls basketball team made the playoffs for the first time in a long time. This past year, Quitman made the playoffs for the first time since I believe it was 2015 was the last time they made it. So first round matchup, they get Atlanta, a 4 playing a 1. You're like, okay, no Damian Collins in Atlanta anymore though.
Right,
so
right.
You got a chance. But it was a back and forth game, man. Played at Union Grove. I don't know if y'all have ever done a game at Union Grove. The gym.
I see the gym. It's nice.
Phenomenal. The gym is nice. And they have a little pregame intro where they got the lights, like it's the Chicago Bulls intro in the 90s. So it's nice. Union Grove's nice. But the game was big, man. And Quitman won 53-47 in the bi-district for their first playoff win since 2007. So Woo! Huge.
Wow.
I mean, huge shout out to Quitman. Coach Brandon Fields over there has that program trending in the right direction for sure. They only got three seniors is it. So the whole team's coming back pretty much. And then the second round game against Wascom, they were in it. They were in it. Like they had a legit chance. Wascom's real athletic. I mean, they are fast, athletic. It's like a football team playing basketball. Like they are quick. Quitman hung in there though, almost won. It would have been their first area championship since 2005 if they would have won. So trending in the right direction. I just give Quitman a shout out in basketball, man. They got to get going. And in football, they won 4 games this year, and they won 1 game in the past like 4 or 5 years. So trending in the right direction. Keep an eye on Quitman.
Yeah, we were supposed to have some more games, Corey. That's another touchy subject.
Just touchy, all right.
Listen.
So evidently, we have a deal with Texan Live in the postseason to do games. They only get so many on their network. It's the deal they have with the UIL. So usually any games addition to that just go straight to NFHS, and they allow us to do them. Well, we were clicking right along doing games, and then decided this week that NFHS decided that they didn't want any basketball games because they just didn't want any more for some reason.
Really?
And so it nixed our game. We were supposed to cover Lufkin and Sulphur Springs at Wagstaff yesterday, and then we were supposed to go to Commerce Airplane Hangar and cover that tournament this weekend, and that was nixed as well. Yes. Have you ever been to the Airplane Hangar, Kyle?
I've been to Commerce High School. Is that the one you're talking about, or A&M Commerce?
This A&M Commerce.
A&M Commerce.
I have not been to A&M Commerce, but
if you ever get a chance, it's the atmosphere is cool. It's basically just looks like an airplane hangar and with a gym right in the dead middle of it. The sound in there, it's like when things happen, it erupts inside the place. I'd already booked my room. I got a hotel there in Commerce and the one hotel in the town. So I'm going to go with my daughter, and we're going to go check out some games. Not going to be calling, but I'm going to live tweet from the game. Maybe get a little footage and get that out there that I'm there. So should be fun, man. I don't know where Vince is, but man, I need to be where you are, Vince.
You don't want to be where I'm at. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, man. Looks like it, man. You look like you're in like a pool in the background. What you got going there?
I wish. Man, I've been struggling with this tech problems. Oh God.
Vince, what do you do for a living?
I know, right? I know.
Don't call Geek Squad. They don't know how to fix it.
Whatever. I'm here.
I was warning you, kept popping up at the bottom, and then your video never came up.
Yeah, I couldn't get I don't know what was going on. Like I couldn't get to get on the stream with my computer. And normally I use my phone to kind of send the link over, but that wouldn't work either. Then I got on with my phone And so that's what you saw. But then it kept acting as if it wouldn't allow me to use my microphone. So that's when I just got frustrated and I just backed out. And I was like, all right, let me shut everything off and just start over.
Restart.
Factory reset.
If nothing else works, restart. So Vince,
I had to take a breather. I had to do a couple of woosahs here for a little bit, you know.
hey, Vince, you got any questions for Kyle while we got him?
Man, I'm sure I heard most of it. Y'all kind of got it all in. I wish I'd have jumped on a little bit earlier, but I think y'all kind of got a lot of it. But I guess they asked you. I heard they asked you what was the favorite game you covered. I'll ask you this: who was the most talented athlete you ever covered?
Oh man,
or saw?
That's a good one, man. There's a lot of athletes. You asking me to go back 5 years? Listen, I saw. I don't know if I got the best one, but I'll just name a few of them. Saw Dalen Mack play at Gladewater.
Okay.
Kid was a freak on the line. I mean, as soon as the ball was snapped, he was like quick. It almost looked like he was offsides every time. Dalen Mack was a tremendous athlete. Travion Sneed in Mineola, insane. He was he's at SMU now playing linebacker.
SMU. Okay, yeah, that is who I think it is. Okay.
He was a heck of a kid. Back when Mineola was going to state, they had the tandem of Jeremiah Crawford and Chance Perkins in the backfield. They were tremendous.
Okay.
Jeez, man, there's so many. I know I'm missing a lot of Jordan Jenkins of Lindale. I know y'all.
I figured you say I heard you talk about him earlier.
Look, man, he's a stud. I saw him over the summer. He's gotten bigger. Like he's bigger.
You know,
speed.
I'm not trying to hate on the young man. I'm not trying to hate on him, but I knew it was gonna happen. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it. I was like, man, he's young. You know he gonna grow. You know they're gonna put some more muscle on him. And he was already a freak of nature when in high school. So I was just hating.
He went to the wrong school. That's what happened.
You don't like Baylor either?
We're Longhorn fans.
I'm a Longhorn fan, man. So I mean,
we got.
I keep my gear. I don't have a problem with Baylor, though. I will say I really don't have a problem with Baylor at all. I like Baylor.
I will say probably the best one that hasn't graduated yet that I'm excited to get to see for another year. Dawson Pendergrass out of Mineola. If you've never seen him play, go look him up. He is a talent. Like he is fantastic. DJ Allen. I saw DJ Allen play these past couple of years, going to TCU from Gladewater. He's a heck of an athlete too. And there's been some good ones though. That's a tough question.
We've got some talented ones coming back ourselves.
Yeah, we got a lot of talent.
What's the quarterback?
Brisbane.
Yeah. He's a stud. And then
freshman.
The running back Ricky Stewart, was that his name?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also freshman.
Yeah, that's Apple Hill's set for the next few years.
Yeah.
Brisbane the kid. Was it Brisbane the kid?
Brisbane the kid.
Brisbane the kid.
Yeah. And then you got Kevion Huddleston, he's like a 3-star DN, and he's got I think 11, 12 offers now. It's growing. I know he just picked up a couple of new ones here the last week or so.
Yeah, Arizona. They're trying to lowball him.
Huddleston is a big one. He's a big guy. He's a real big guy.
Did y'all see his new 40 time? It was
4.6, right?
Yeah, 4.69.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's
a big dude.
Big. He's about 6'5", 6'6", 240.
He's all 250. He's all 250.
He up there.
He probably has gained some weight too.
And he's got
that too. That's crazy.
Man, and really, to be honest with you, the thing about it was he just kind of, I don't want to say he burst on the scene. Like the back half of the season, boom, he's just dominant.
On both sides.
Like,
he plays both sides.
Like what he had the strip sack in Kilgore, the game against. I was like, oh my god, it was nasty. It was nasty. But he's just been playing dominant, and then he's got some dunks. He's been playing well in basketball, and so I'm like, man, that's great for recruiting. But they hey, Jim, my guy, give him another star. That kid's an athlete. Give him another star. I mean, come on, 4 stars at least. Don't try to lowball him. That's what they try to do. They try to give him 3 stars. So
They gave him 3 stars.
3 stars.
Yeah.
Oh
Come on,
no,
man,
no.
No, that's a 4 star. I haven't seen some 2
He's
stars.
at least a 4 star. Yeah.
His size alone is 4 stars. Get out of here.
Yeah.
The freshman class is got a chance to be special. They have yet to lose a game, football or basketball, in the time they played since 7th grade up. So both they went, and you got to take into effect this year. We had 2, 3, 4 players up off the freshmen on varsity on football, and then you had Brisbane, and then a couple other kids. I think did the other ones move up? Maybe not till playoffs, but their best player.
Yeah, some of them did move up to playoffs.
But you had some that moved up and actually played varsity minutes, and they hadn't played varsity all year. So that was impressive.
Like Brisbane came in and was like, here, just take over.
Yeah.
and boy, hey.
That run he had against LBJ where he hit that little spin move and kept going. Ooh, bro. I jumped up out of my seat. I said, "Oh my gosh." Yeah, he's good, man. Chapel Hill's got a good young group. They'll be back for sure. And I like the coach over there too. I think he's doing a real good job with the program. Yeah.
Coach Reardon's doing a great job. He's brought in some good assistants. He's got a good. The defensive was the most improved from last year.
The defense was nice.
Coach McFarland did a great job. Now his dad was Coach McFarland. That was at where was he at? White House for a bit. He also was at somewhere else for that. Was it? That wasn't Gilmer. It was somewhere else.
McFarland. That's all right, man. That's when White House was kind of turning the corner. All of a sudden, they got good in football. Like, what is White House trying to do in football?
But the defense, the defense turned the corner this year. I mean, that was the part of the issue the year before was the offense was fine. We couldn't stop anybody. That little run up the middle got us. I don't know how many times they were going to score up the middle on us year before last. It was pretty much at least once or twice a game, right up the middle, none touched for a touchdown. I mean, kind of shored that up, and we graduated a lot, though. There was a lot of seniors. A lot of guys were picked up or going to play at the next level. I want to say about 7 or 8 guys off that defense are going to play in the next level. So
it was funny. We had some guys from LBJ after the week after we played them. We had some guys on, some listeners on the show, and one of the guys was like, he said, "Man, we completely underestimated your speed because if you watch anybody that played LBJ, like they blasted everybody. They beat Liberty Hill. Liberty Hill played the state championship game, and they blasted everybody. And the guy was like, "Man, we completely underestimated your speed. Like we haven't played that type of speed all year. Like no, you haven't." Like that, and it felt like they disrespected us a lot before the game. Before the game got started, they just knew they were going to win the game, and we, and like we came with Uncle Mo. We call him Uncle Mo, and Uncle Mo met him, and man, he arrived. He was there at the Star in Frisco, and you watched the game, and I'm like, man, this is a winnable game. Like some people were like, man, this could be the state championship game. That's how good it was, but it was a learning experience for both teams, and. Like I said, I believe next year they'll be back. I think that year's gonna be special.
Look, there's certain teams that even when I was in school that we played, and even now when calling them, they're gonna be so fast. Chapel Hill, Paris, Tatum, Dangerfield. Those schools are gonna have speed that you haven't. Like you can't simulate that speed in practice. So when you get out there, you got to make sure your angles are good, make sure you understand your gaps, because if you don't, one run could be house call. Yeah.
Gilmer's like that. Yeah. And they operate 300 or 400 kids less than a lot of other schools do. Like Tatum, like they don't run out. Like Tatum never runs out. Like that's. If that team was a 5A, they would probably be the most dominant 5A school in East Texas. Yeah. Like seriously, that level that they're in, they never run out of time.
They got challenged the other night by White Oak, though. I got caught a little bit of that game.
Oh, it's White
It was
Oak.
close.
Yeah, of course.
It was close
Yeah.
for a while. Yeah. Well, I
That's
mean,
a
they've
rivalry,
been
though.
they've been blowing people out all year, though. Tatum, I mean, they've been winning like
Yeah.
120 to 50. I mean, some of the game scores I've seen were ridiculous, but
White Oak,
they,
White Oak knows that name holds weight in basketball in East Texas for sure.
yeah.
I don't doubt White Oak. You beat White Oak, that's a badge of honor. They gonna come bring it every game for sure. So yeah, I give them that.
Yeah.
But then again, Tatum is Tatum.
Yeah. Well, Kyle, tell everybody again kind of how they can follow you and anything that might be pertinent to your network and anything else you want to talk about.
Well, you can hear me all the time on the radio. 99.9 KMOO. In the Chapel Hill area, you might not be able to pick it up on the radio dial. It may be a little out of range, but you can go to your app store and download the KMOO Country app. If you like country music, it's a country music radio station. But you can download the KMOO Country app. It's absolutely free. You can listen to us anywhere. That was a cool thing about that too. This past year in that Van Gilmer game, the NFHS wasn't working for some reason properly, so people couldn't see the game, but they were listening to it. We had people listening, and we had a text in and a picture from somebody listening in Hawaii and Curacao. So you can literally listen to us anywhere with the KMOO Country app. Go follow me on Twitter at the Kyle Owens, THE Kyle Owens. You can follow me there. Yeah, Facebook. Go to Facebook. You can go to KMOO Sports on Facebook and see where we'll be at every week. And we're right in the middle. Well, we just started softball and baseball season. So KMOO Sports on Facebook, my Twitter, the Kyle Owens. And you can listen to me on the radio anytime, the KMOO Country app. It's absolutely free.
Awesome. Well, Kyle, we appreciate you coming on tonight, man.
Absolutely.
We'll have to have you on again sometime, and we can talk more. Maybe when sports kick up again here in the fall, you can kind of go ahead and preview some of your teams or something. We can have you on and yeah, it's awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on tonight.
Yeah, man.
Sure.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
All right, take it easy.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with our huge announcement right here on the weekly wrap-up show. Stay tuned. We would like to thank our sponsors for this season. Mike's Automotive, Chapel Hill Youth Football and Cheer Association, Wooded Bean, Pastor News at Ebenezer Church in Tyler, For Your Soul Catering, Joel Jewelry, Feed and Supply, Welch Holdings and Investment Properties, Oro Digital, Antler Sports Network, Swinney Computer Services, That's So Dope Podcast, Zogo's Insurance. Thank you for all your support this season. Hope you enjoyed tonight's game. Go Bulldogs. All right, guys, we're back. Again, thank all our sponsors for this season. We couldn't do this without y'all. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Zodo's Insurance. Shout out to Zo and his crew for sponsoring our show every week. All right, guys, here we go. It's the big announcement that everybody's been waiting for. So we just want to start from the beginning. Back October 2020, when we started this whole network, we just were looking to broadcast some basketball games, cover our hometown team in a time of, pandemic and craziness and everything in the world. We were just doing basketball. Of course, we do the football with Texan Live. That's where the idea started.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to spend a little money, buy some equipment, say, hey, sponsors, can you help us? And from there, it's just blown up. We started our own little show here every week that, we appreciate the viewers that at home that have supported our show. That, even if you don't catch it live, you either catch it later on any of our platforms, podcast included. And we just got to a point a few months back that we're like, what can we do to make it better? And, I kind of put my head together with Vince and Corey, and we've kind of created something that we hope that will not only spotlight Chapel Hill sports, but everyone in the area. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the new network, NetSN Live. Guys, it's here.
It's here.
Basically, what NetSN Live is, it's gonna be your same stuff that you've been used to seeing. You're still gonna have the weekly wrap-up show. You're still gonna have Chapel Hill Sports, but it also gives us the ability to cover other teams across the Northeast Texas area. It's going to be Northeast Texas Sports Network. Our new website is already up and active. If you've been snooping around here recently, I've kind of made some changes behind the scenes, but all our places still going to be the same Facebook page, the same YouTube channel, the same Twitter account. All of them are going to be changed over with the new logo coming soon, hopefully very soon with the logo. But we've got our new website. Here's our link, www.netsn.live. It's the new website. If you do try to go to the old link, it will take you to this one. It will redirect you. We've got lots of things coming on the site. It is very rough draft, so bear with us. It will get better, but we've got a lot of things out there on the site. Like I said, this is our site. We've got our new Twitter account. Twitter handle is at SN Live or SN_live. It's our new Twitter account. It's the same one. If you've been following the Sea Hill Bulldogs, no worries. It's the same Twitter account. We just changed the handle. So no worries there. Facebook, same thing. It's the same page, but here's our new direct link to it. It's facebook.com/netsn live. So that's the new, and then also the YouTube channel is the same way. Same channel, same everything. It's going to be youtube.com/c/netsn live. So not only are we doing that, and I'll let these guys tell you the next step. We're gonna incorporate something Vince and Corey have been doing on our site. So guys, tell y'all want to share y'all's news then?
Absolutely.
Corey, go ahead.
So we decided to partner our podcast, That's So Dope, with me, JD, and Vince. We're joining the NetSN network. There's some color commentary and possibly, not possibly, we're doing some of our shows with different content, new content, different followers, and kind of give you guys our brand of sports. We started this podcasting thing back 2017, and so it was, I think it was 2017, for a long time. Pandemic kind of put a damper on a lot of big things we had, so this is a great opportunity for us to kind of come in and really kind of get re-energized with it. If you guys have been following us through the podcast thing, we started doing sports and talking sports, and then that won't change. And of course, we did a lot of different things with movies, and so we kind of dabbled in it.
We dabble in some things.
Yeah, but that's the thing about it. That's where our personalities are always a match, and this is an opportunity for us to kind of join forces. And if you guys like the things we talk about, like I said, we wanted to really kind of gear toward color commentary, color sports, different opinionated sports. And if you guys know anything about that sort of podcast, we like to give our opinion about some things and just talk off the handle. And I could be a little brash about some things, but that's all a part about it. But we're excited to partnership with Brett. This is a nice thing to come to with different live shows and all kind of things, man. It's a lot of things that we have lined up on the back end that we're all excited about, and it's just a good time for it. Time is perfect. So
yeah, and if y'all have any questions or anybody listening has questions about anything, just whatever, shoot us some questions. We'll answer them. I'm going to also finish that, and basically what's going to happen is Corey, Vince's show are going to kind of come on the same platform as we have here. When they come on live or recorded or however they end up doing it on a weekly or monthly or whatever they decide, it will come right here. So it'll be under the same umbrella. It'll be easy to find. I'm also going to have them a link on our website to go to their page. Make sure you visit the website. It's going to have all the information that we have out there. We've built an area scoreboard that we're using through ScoreStream, a similar thing that we've been doing with Chapel Hill. And those of you that are in Chapel Hill, no fear. We're not going anywhere. This show is still going to be here. We're still going to cover Chapel Hill sports. We're just branching out. We're going to be able to cover more teams in other towns. We want to spread the wealth a little bit and be able to cover some other teams, give them some coverage, and the same type of deal we're covering for y'all. There will be a Bulldog segment on this show, so don't fear. We're still going to cover. There will be still a Bulldog segment, but we can have the ability to expand and talk about some other games, some other teams. It's going to give us the ability to have a little more knowledge for the teams around the area.
Yeah.
So if we're just covering Chapel Hill, then we don't have any idea of what's going on with other towns. Not that we don't love covering Chapel Hill, because we do. We just want to be able to expand, possibly at some point have another set of equipment to go to another where we can do two broadcasts at one time, and things like that. We also have a couple other things coming up on netsn.live. Our first live broadcast on netsn.live will be next week. We'll have our first baseball action from the Bulldogs. Mr. Keith Whitman will be on the call for that game. I'm going to be out there helping him. We'd like to welcome him to our team. He's going to be doing some commentary and stuff for baseball season with us. The game will be at Cumberland next Tuesday night, I believe at 6:30. We've already got the link and stuff posted, so that game will be on the news network. We also have our debut of a new sport coming next Friday night. We will be covering a doubleheader at home, the Chapel Hill soccer program. We'll be covering the girls' game at 5:30, and then following with the boys at 7:30. I've got my man Grayson Ezernak on camera for that, so shout out to Grayson. He's a freshman at Chapel Hill. He's been helping us a lot. He's going to run the camera for us Friday night, and we're going to provide it's kind of a trial run to see what kind of audience we get. So spread the word. If you have anybody that plays soccer that maybe they can't make the game or whatnot, feel free to share the link and
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what we're looking at. We're trying to expand a little bit just to kind of tread, I guess, throw some trout out and see what catches.
But ultimately, there's a lot of times where you may not be able to go see your kid play or a relative play, and this is that opportunity.
Yep, and also if anybody listening that's affiliated with any other schools that want to reach out to us, they're interested in having us cover games here and there, pass the word along. Like I said, we're looking to expand and grow. Our roots are still Chapel Hill. That's where we're now giving ourselves the ability to expand and cover some other schools.
This is in no shape, form, or fashion. This is you guys are turning your back, and nothing like that. I'm still blue and gold no matter what. Cut my arm is gonna be blue and gold. But the thing we're saying is this. So they said it best. It's an expansion. There's a need for it, and why not us? Why not now? Now the biggest thing about this is we are looking to expand the network, and more hands make lighter work. A great opportunity for a lot of you young individuals that are interested in mass comm and broadcasting and all this nice stuff, photography, videography, all that stuff. This is an opportunity for you to help and to be a part. I know I'm kind of putting this out there. There's going to be a lot of more correspondence stuff sent out a little bit later, but if you are watching, parents are watching, please reach out to us as well. There's an opportunity for us to expand and grow and kind of sink your teeth into this. This is an opportunity that, you may not get an opportunity like this, when you were in high school or in college. So, and it's hard to kind of get internships and stuff like that. We got to fill out applications, and there's thousands of other people that come along and may get it before you. So this is an opportunity for you to actually work, production wise, and you never know. There may be opportunities for you to, to do commentary. It didn't matter by age. We're really looking for some go getters and some young individuals that would help with production and all those other kind of stuff. There's a lot there's a lot of groundwork that goes along with what we do and that will go along with what we do. And so, any individual, I know we've all had our opportunities. People helped us along the way, whatever we've wanted to do. And so, I'm all about giving back. All about helping and establishing letters of recommendation, all of that, man. Everything we're looking forward to giving back. And I prefer to have some youth that we can groom, girl or boy. Now, I would love to have volleyball. I'd love to have a girls basketball enthusiast. That's another thing too. We're not It's not demographic specific. So if you would like to cover that, this is something that you are interested in. We'd love to have it because we're all sports heads. To be honest with you,
Mhm.
I got the game on right now. So
I'm
it's
watching a boxing match.
yeah, so like I said, it's sport. If you love sports, you love to talk sports. You want to be around it. If you watch ESPN more than you watch anything else, and you want to talk, if you like to read newspapers, Sports Illustrated magazine, whatever, and you want to be a part of something, this is an opportunity for you to be a part of local, some good guys, and we want to see you guys succeed. This is an opportunity for you to do that. But more information is going to come, more opportunities are going to come here as well as a website. Reach out to us through the website, and maybe we can kind of set up an interview or whatever, and possibly go from there.
Yeah, we've got. I'm just going to go over the new website again. It's a very rough draft. Um, we're working on our logo and color scheme and all that kind of stuff. Will be coming soon. But this is what you're going to see when you first pull up our website. Whatever we have live, which that's why our website is netsn.live. Whatever we have live going on at that moment will be here. As right now, you've got our show that we're have airing right now is here live. You can just click on it, go to it. If you watch the show or any of our stuff, like our stuff on YouTube and go subscribe to our YouTube page. The more we can get likes and subscribes, it's going to make our stuff show up and more known for everyone. So that's a big thing for us. Even if you haven't you can go back and any of our videos and stuff and subscribe to our channel. That basically gives us more support. The bigger our channel can grow, the more things we can do. And we have it on other platforms, but even if you don't watch it on YouTube, please just go subscribe to YouTube and like our videos on there. It's so much of a benefit to us. So next thing I want to show you is our shows tab. Right now, we just have our weekly wrap up show. We'll have this is last week's show with or one of the shows with Brandon, our realignment. We'll have things up here for that. Also, there's a link right here below where you can subscribe to our show on a podcast form. We'll also have, once we get everything situated with That's So Dope, it will also be right here under the shows. And who knows, if you have any ideas or you're any of you out there that are wanting to do a podcast or anything like that, reach out to us too. We're up for ideas. If you have something that we think would be beneficial and goes with our platform, we'll be glad to have you join our platform with that. Reach out. Like I said, there's the more content that we can create that's good for the network and good for our audience, we'd love to have it. So, reach out to us for that too. We still have our Chapel Hill link. This right now, I don't have a whole lot up yet. I'm still working on this part, but there will be the sports that are going on currently. We'll have it. For instance, this one's the baseball. There's not much here. Schedule that we've got, and this is the game Cumberland and the scoreboard. Same thing you've been seeing on the main Chapel Hill Bulldog Sports Network page. We're still going to have a spot for that, so don't worry. We're still highlighting Chapel Hill. There's still a special tab for them because that's going to be our we're the primary coverage for Chapel Hill sports. So we're still going to have a spot for them in that same way we have before. We really are going to push Score Stream, continue to push it. It's an easy way for you at a game to keep up with scores. Maybe we're not covering a game, but we can get that score. Say we're not at this, weren't at this baseball game, but you are. You can actually post the score updates, and anybody can go to our website and see that score. So it's a very beneficial tool. I recommend you download it and check it out. The Score Stream app. You can use it on Android or iPhone. The next spot, and we'll talk about this here in a minute, is our March Madness contest. So we'll talk about there in just a minute. We're going to have that. The area scores tab. is our big scoreboard with all the schools in the area. So you've got anybody that's updated scores with their app. This is what I'm talking about. So we've got varsity soccer tonight that somebody was at the game and Legacy won 1-0. Okay, that's the kind of coverage we can give you with this app. So if you're at a game or a sporting event, it's whether it's Chapel Hill or Legacy, Tyler High, anybody, and it's in the East Texas area, we'll have it right here. So that's another. Also, all our on every page, we've got our social media links, and these will take you directly to our links, even our Twitch page. All right. So next place is our sponsorships. If you're looking for an opportunity to grow your business, touch base with us. Fill out a sponsorship form here. We're still in need of sponsors. We picked up a new one today. Road. Shout out to Mr. Correa and his team. We're going to get them in for baseball. We're always looking for sponsors. We'll do you a commercial, get you an ad. We're going to start working. You'll see in a minute. Our website will have. We've got all our sponsors. We're going to really fine tune that here in the coming months, where you've got your logo and a link directly to your page of your choice. It'll be part of your sponsorship thing for the year. So, and I'll show you that in a minute. But this basically has a form you just fill out, all the information. We'll get that information, and then we'll reach back out to you as soon as we can, and get some more information from you. So that's our sponsorship page. Here's all our sponsors for this season. So many to name. Anybody that sponsored us this season, any capacity is on here. It'll stay for the calendar year. And then once the season's over, we'll revamp this. Again, just an example here. Like for instance, here's That's So Dope. You click on it, it's going to take you to their That's So Dope page. So that's just Corey Mintz's page right now. It takes you right to it. So that's
you got
what you're looking
Hector up there.
I do.
I didn't see him.
I do have Hector. Yeah, he's right here. CNA Lawn Care. There he is.
Oh, okay. Yep. All right. I didn't
Hector.
catch it at first. Okay.
So we'll be, and we, like I said, baseball is out right now. We're looking to pick up more sponsors for baseball season. So reach out to us if you're interested in that. We've got our All About Us. This is our team. Some of the guys that we've got working with us here. We've got me, Corey, and Vince. We got Logan, Mr. Whitman there, and we got to get a picture of JD, guys. I need a picture of JD.
JD ain't sent this picture in yet.
No, he ain't got his picture yet. We got to get him. And then I got our camera guys. We got Rob and Anthony. Got them up. Anyway, so that's our team. And here's a contact form. If you're just looking for general questions, you can reach out and give us a comment, even if it's just like, hey, I think y'all should include this team, or hey, maybe I got contacts with this team, they like to schedule y'all to come out. Anything that's beneficial, whether it's informational or questions, you can submit that form and we'll get it and we'll get back to you. We also have email addresses. Mine's Brett Swinney at NetSNLive or NetSN.live, and the guys are the same, first and last name at NetSNLive. And so, anyway, that's kind of the website. Again, it's very in a rough stage, but it's got a lot of good information there, ways to find our content, and easily do it there. Let's see, and we got one of our users here. It's a great app. So
somebody's already looking at it.
Score Stream, it is. It's incredible. You can put your own games there, and you can basically, if you're one of the schools that we have in this area, it's going to automatically update, so anybody can go check scores. So maybe we're not covering a game, or maybe we are covering a game, but you don't have time. You just need to go check a score. It's a good spot for it right here. This covers all sports: basketball, football, soccer. These are games, and obviously it scrolls through, and you've got other games you can go back and forth on here to go find old games. There was our basketball game the other day. Netchus lost there. So anyway, it's just a very easy to functional tool, and it's something we can update, and you as our fans can update. So it's very, very informational. Now, back to what I was saying a while ago. Let's go back up here. Here we got a contest link, and right now there's nothing in it except for the one. We're gonna have a March Madness bracket contest. All you got to do is go on down there, click that link, and it'll take you right to the ESPN site with our group. So all you need to do is have an ESPN account and join the group. Now, I will say it's only one per user, one entry, and make sure you put your name on your entry somehow so that we'll know who you are. Otherwise, if you're whatever mine is right now, Mavs fan 15-1 is mine. I haven't changed it yet because I just did it, but I don't have any idea who that is other than I know it's myself. So make sure you have your name in there sometimes so we can kind of keep up with it. We'll talk about it each week on the wrap-up show, kind of who's winning, and we'll talk about that. We may have some other
successful in that. I always mess up on that one. Well, it's a lot of upsets. I always pick upsets.
So,
there you go, Corey, with your upsets.
Of course you do, Corey. Oh, they're gonna win one day, 10 years from now.
I'll see. Vince, you missed it a while ago. It was telling him that, and then Kyle actually took his side there a little bit.
Thank you.
Oh my God!
For entertainment purposes, thank you.
I'll never understand it. Would
you watch Rocky if you just knew Rocky was gonna win? No, he had to get beat up a couple times.
So you go every movie you gonna say, okay, this is the one where he get knocked out. You gonna do that every movie?
I mean,
it's the one where he get knocked out.
Because he's not gonna win every fight.
Come on, Corey. I'm not finna listen to that. Get out of here with that.
I'm just letting you know.
That ain't real picking. That ain't no real analysis. Of course they gonna lose one day. It ain't today though.
You gotta keep them coming back. You gotta keep them coming back because they want to know if I was right or not.
That's Whitman. Whitman's the one that says it's a great app. Yeah, shout out
to Whitman.
Yeah, he used it a lot during basketball season when we were one place and he was at the other. So that's awesome. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add? Did I miss anything?
No. What does the winner get of the contest?
Well, it depends on how many people. Yeah, we can do that, but it depends on how many people enter the contest. We need a good number to get.
We need at least 10.
If there's we need more than that.
You need more than 10?
I say at least 25 or something.
At least 25. This is March Madness.
But at least it's gotta be a contest because there's gonna be 3 of us right here, and then Drew's gonna jump in. He's on.
Drew and Whitman.
Yeah, so we gotta have. And the only way you can win is that you have to have your name in your bracket entry because we can't verify.
Yeah, we gotta be able to identify you.
Yeah, so we'll continue to talk about that over the next few weeks as we get closer. Madness is coming. Corey, you've never been to one of my Madness get-togethers, have you?
No, I haven't. I have not.
You need to experience. Vince has.
Yeah.
You need to experience the Madness get-together.
All games going on at one time.
4 games at once all day long.
Mm-hmm. Jumping back and forth between the audio.
Well, you know me. I've always told you it's hard for me to watch replay games. So as long as they're live, I'm good.
Oh, they're all live. Yeah,
they're live. They're all live.
I got the best man. Listen, I got the best man in the business that mounted these TVs. He does
wired it all up. Yeah.
Did a great job, man. I bet he's never wired.
It took a while.
He's never wired a setup like mine.
No, because I won't even do that to my house. I got 3 TVs set up, but I didn't put the sound system on there and all of that. I was like, that's enough. The 3 TVs.
So Corey, I've got it where I can just push a button and switch the sound on each back and forth from the TV.
It's some custom stuff, man. I do work.
Extra.
I do work. This is why I'm always busy. Because when people find out who I am, and what I can do, all of a sudden it's like, oh, you that dude. Yeah.
So you have to have a Titan or a Megatron or a Titantron in the middle, just in case you want to look up and see an instant replay or something. That's what you gotta have. They ain't made it that far yet. So that's what you gotta think outside the box.
The ceilings are kind of low, so I don't know if that would fit. That would be hitting my head.
So there we go. See, Vince, that's a project. That's a project that I have. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that yet.
Oh
I want
God.
a Titantron just in case. If I gotta look up, there's nothing like looking up at a Titantron. I don't know. Just in case you want to look up and see the game, but that's cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
March Madness, yeah. And we can talk shop too. A lot of shop we gotta talk about.
Yeah, and that's the thing with us expanding the show. It does give us free reign. We're going to talk about more stuff. We won't just be, beating the dead horse with Chapel Hill talk. We love talking Chapel Hill, but once the season's over, it gives us a little more room to talk about other things, and we'll talk all kinds of sports, and it gives Corey and Vince. Oh, hold on, I gotta do this. I gotta put myself in the middle so I can separate them when they start trying to fight back and forth across the way.
Ain't no fight. I said what I said.
Man,
I said what I said, and that's it. Nah, we doing it good, Frank. We bicker back and forth. We've been like this for a minute.
Disagree.
Yeah. I don't know. You know me. I told Corey this back on That So Dope a while back. I said, sometimes I truly don't even believe in some of the stuff we argue about, but since it's three, if it's me, him, and JD, and they on the same side of things, I choose the opposite side and try to come up with an argument.
So you're that guy that just likes to stir something up.
I ain't gonna stir it up, but I'm gonna give you a good show. That's what I'm gonna do.
It's entertainment value. That's what
it's purely for entertainment.
Entertain.
Purely for entertainment. I gotta entertain.
Hey, so y'all gonna make a guest appearance at the soccer game?
I don't know about that guess.
Look at him.
It's soccer.
I don't know. Tell me when the game is. I gotta
make it entertaining.
Tell me when the game is. I gotta see if I can do it.
It's next Friday. Not this coming Friday, but the next Friday.
Next Friday. Okay.
I've never been to a soccer game.
Well, then, hey, there you go. You can complete one of your bucket list items, Corey.
Well, I don't want to kick the bucket just yet. I don't want to do the bucket list thing.
There's no time like the present to start that.
What is your bucket list? To go to a soccer game?
No.
He said he'd never been to one.
You never been to a Chapel Hill soccer game?
I've never been to I've never been to a soccer game, period.
How about a baseball game, Corey?
I've been to a baseball game. A couple.
Chapel Hill baseball game.
I've been to one.
Okay.
I've gone, but that was because, like, back when I was in school, I remember they used to always say, like, oh, nobody comes to our games and stuff like that. So I was like, I'll go. I don't care. I'll go watch.
And see now that we have the ability to stream, even if you can't make it, you can still watch it and support.
Yeah. Hey, Corey, where can you watch the game?
Oh, netscn.live now.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. That's pretty easy to find.
And me, Vince, and JD. If you guys like the banter that we have, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all something. All right, let me tell you something. Just a little tidbit, okay?
Okay.
Listen, the content that we're about to put out on this site is really gonna be sports driven. But you are not going to want to miss this. You are not going to want to. If you've never heard of That So Dope podcast, if you've never heard a show, period, the end, it is funny. I can only tell you how funny it is. Because, like I said, we can let loose. It's different between calling a game and, we stand between the lines. There are no lines. There are no boundaries. We're going to talk.
No boundaries. We just talk.
It's a lot of hate there.
I mean, there's a lot of times it really felt like some real barbershop talk. I'm gonna tell you, if we can actually use this, if we can actually use it, the disrespect will be televised. I will say this. If you think I'm lying, I did have a conversation with Corey one time where I said, do not put my name on this because I don't need people knowing that that's me over there. I will own up to that. I did. Because my wife told me she heard one of the shows and she was like, what was you talking about? And I was like, I didn't know you listened. She was like, yeah. It's like, man,
now we're about to combine it, and it's going to be the audience, the platform audience is about to expand. So I'm excited for you guys because I know y'all put a lot of time and effort into your show. and we put a lot of
Gotta
time into
bring
this.
JD in. I'm excited
I
because
know.
we gotta bring JD into the
Yeah,
fold.
and see, y'all ain't met JD. Golly,
I
boy.
mean, a lot of people know him, but it's like
Yeah,
it's
JD,
Some
boy,
people
we get to talking and rapping, and
we did have JD. Remember we brought him in
Yeah,
on.
no,
we had him
I'm
on.
talking about the audience. I'm talking about the audience.
Yeah.
They ain't experienced JD yet.
But we brought him in. He was a special guest on one of our wrap up shows. Remember?
He didn't give you that real chaotic JD. Hold on, let me explain like this. You got JD. You didn't get the Gator Man. You didn't get to him. That's exactly what it is. You didn't get the Gator Man. You didn't get the Gator. Because that Gator will get you. He'll sneak up on you. Yeah,
Listen,
he'll get you.
Just when you thought you had it, that gate ain't dead.
I know. That Gator ain't dead.
That gate is, I'm telling you.
If you think I'm black, go listen to our show. He is chaotic.
I can't wait. You think?
Yeah.
You think I think all my Facebook posts are disliking the Cowboys. It is mild compared to what we talk about on there. I'm telling you, it's fun. It's gonna be fun. Oh,
It always is fun. It always
it's gonna
is.
be fun. Always fun. But
Yeah.
But yeah, man, this is a great opportunity. I'm excited. We've been holding this news back for a while. Just kind of fell in the lap. Like I said, man, the timing was great for this. There's a lot of nervous anticipation to it, and I think we all decided, all agreed, man, if this was like 10 years ago, this would have been great if we were a little younger. So, but other than that, man,
Yeah.
it's just the thing about it.
But
I
we
know
here.
you guys have seen us. I know you guys have seen us out and about, and you're like, oh, you guys are always at games and this and that. That's part of the groundwork that went along with it. And shout out to Brett, man. He's kind of keeping us busy at that point, and that's what it takes. It takes, and we were able to to network and get people on the show through Twitter and Kyle through KMOO. We met him at the game. We followed him on Twitter, met him at the game, and a lot of and when to come to find out, a lot of people that have done their own thing started out this way. They took that leap and they started out because their passion for sports, and they took that leap and they went out that way and they hit the ground. There's a lot of groundwork that goes along with it, and on top of that, you got and then you got someone that invested their time and money into it. It's like we talked about that too. Invested time and money into a podcast. You want to see it work out and be fruitful. There's an opportunity for us to do that. And of course, we love talking sports. Why not join the sports network? Why not be a part of a sports network if you like talking sports? And people know I've loved talking sports my whole life. And whether it's debatable or not, I talk sports, in my truck on my way to work, listening to the sports radio, debating others, debating the people on the radio. So that type of banter, and then coming together and doing that, this is a perfect opportunity. I wish this was something that we had, 20 years ago. There was an opportunity to join or do this. If it was just an opportunity to follow along and pull, set up a microphone and be a part of a crew, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But now the social media is a big conglomerate, and it's just a massive thing. This is an opportunity for you to put your work out there. If you love filmography, if you love commentary, if you love radio, anything that you think you can add to, and you want to put this to test, I'm all for it. I would love to help. And this is a perfect opportunity for you to come aboard. Like I said, we're doing this as of right now. We're doing this, just for just us. And so this is an opportunity for you to learn as we learn and grow as we grow, and give you an opportunity. I keep stressing that there's let's say the internship is not a guarantee. So you're not guaranteed an internship anywhere. That's a hard thing to do. There's multiple, places you can go. It's not guaranteed. This is an opportunity. I'm not saying guaranteeing this either, but it's an opportunity for you to kind of step your foot in the door, get a little green behind it, and learn to work a microphone, learn to work a switchboard, learn to work a camera, learn to work, other things. Be on the microphone. If you've never talked in front of a mic.
And we've got a lot of guys with a lot of different experience.
Yes.
And so I think that really helps our backgrounds. We've all got kind of a different background. And the common theme is that we like sports. And so hopefully we can help share our knowledge to you, and you can help us by adding extra bodies. Just that's really what it takes. I mean, I don't know, and this is kind of the way it's happened during regular season basketball. Covering all those games, there was a lot of games. I don't know, unless you were at the game, you saw me. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to set up everything myself. Some games, and I don't know until the playoffs happened. These guys right here started coming and realizing all the stuff that I do at the first of the game, and I think that's having them there has helped, because when I get running around, I can't concentrate on one thing. I've got to set up the camera over here. I've got the mixer and the computer and running the cords and make sure they're taped down and all these things. And when you've got our playoff run, when there was 3 or 4 of us there, I don't say that it ran smoothly, because you're always going to have some hiccups here and there, but it was so much easier. Our
So many
broadcast
more
stuff
hands.
yeah.
So, yeah.
And so, and I think they kind of start to understand, because they go to set something up. They're like, "Hey, Brett, I need help with this," and I run up there, and then Corey's down there. "Hey, I need help with this," and so I'm running back and forth, and like, we probably need you to teach us how to do this. And I'm like, yeah, I probably do that way, because and it was unfortunate that happened this year. I got sick with a stomach bug, and we had to miss a broadcast. And it came down to it that nobody else knew how to do what I did. And so we had to just completely cancel the broadcast. And it's unfortunate, but that's the kind of thing we want to avoid. And I've got, these guys learning some of the stuff that I'm doing. That way, if there's a time where I can't be there, or, Corey can't be there, we can cover each other. The whole idea in this whole thing is, we're a team, we're not one person trying to do everything. We try to hand off things to different people, so that one person is not trying to do it all. I love doing this, but I have given up a lot of time, of my family time, to do a lot of this stuff. And I've gotten to where my daughter will come with us, and she's kind of like our little helper, and since she loves it, but at the end of the day, the more things I can hand off, it's easier on me, so I don't have to try to do everything. And Corey and Vince have been huge, and they were the ones that kind of pushed me into this. I always had the idea of making it bigger, but the whole thing of like stepping out of something that we have and something that we have no idea what's going on, it's kind of scary. And so I just want to thank everybody that supported the Bulldog Sports Network. It's not really going away. It's just transforming. It's like I would say it's like the old Transformers, where you've got the little car driving, and it's just transforming into something else. And it's expanding, and it's getting bigger. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow us to still cover our Bulldogs, but also, if there's a game down the road that there's a bunch of people that want to see, maybe there's another team that has some players that their father's out of town, they got families out of town. We can jump in and cover them as well, and just are able to help more teams. And because we can't very well, who are y'all here with? Oh, we're Bulldog Sports. Well, there's no Bulldogs playing here. It basically that's the only thing changing is the name. Our goal is still the same, is to cover high school sports and other things if it comes our way, but we are able to now cover more and have less boundaries. And so I hope all the sponsors that we have will stick with us. We're still going to be covering Chapel Hill. We plan on covering them with Texan Live during football season, hopefully all the way to the state championship this year. And so, yeah, Corey, ring, I agree. So stay with us and continue the ride with us. And if you haven't jumped in, jump in with us. I mean, our advertisement for what you get, it's a great deal for both us and y'all. I don't try to charge crazy amounts for advertisement. I don't try to go out and grab Whataburger, Dairy Queen if I don't have to. I like to get those guys that need advertisement for their business, where that's a little local business or a mom and pop shop. And that's what I've, from the very beginning, my foundation, that was what I went for. When I first started doing this, that was the idea. I just kind of came up with it on my own. You know, starting with, because anybody can go down to Whataburger and they can write you a check and they give you a commercial and then they're done. The ones that need are the ones that need the advertisement to help support their business through the pandemic and through all the things that are going on right now. These are the places that really need it, and that's who we're looking for. Not to say that we're against, somebody wants to sponsor like a local Whataburger, it's fine, but we've been focused on those guys. And I like to give a shout out to probably one of my most reliable sponsors, and that's Wooden Bean Coffee here in Chapel Hill. Bridget and Adam have been huge in this whole process. They've been with me from the very beginning, even if they don't have money in their budget to sponsor every game. They always try to sponsor some sort of games for me, and so I've been very thankful. Go to Wooden Bean. It's the blue shipping container. They're adding on another room there. It's directly across from Bethel Baptist Church there, here in Chapel Hill. So go support them. They've been awesome. And that's not to take away from any other sponsors. I've had a lot of good sponsors in and out. And I'm not going to try to name everybody because there's just too many. They're all on the website. We've tried to, to advertise them, but that's the reason I'm here. Without them, this would not be here. And so I've had to take a lot of money out of my own pocket and fork out for all the equipment, everything that needs for everything to run, the subscriptions, everything that we need to do this. And we want to do it the right way, to make it look as professional and where you can sit home and enjoy the game as much as possible. And so that's kind of my spiel. I'm thankful for everything that they've done. I've taken any kind of donations and tried to put it towards equipment. I've paid the guys a little bit now this year, and I'll give a shout out to these guys. This basketball season, nobody made a dime this season. We did not pay a single worker this season. So Corey, Vince, Rob, help, got all those students at the school. Everybody that helped this year, nobody paid a dime. Now we advertise their podcast for them and things like that. But the whole idea is to get the equipment paid off, and that way we can continue to grow. And so, I appreciate these guys for giving me their time and effort and everything that they do. Like I said, this is not to make money. This is not to go quit my job tomorrow and do this. This is a side thing. This is a hobby. It's fun for us, and it's almost like a community service. And now it's going to kind of expand to this area. Now, we hope to make a little bit of something off of it at some point, but that's not why we're doing it. We're not doing it to get rich. We're doing it because we love doing this, and we see an opportunity to grow this. Now, what it grows into, we'll see. But again, without the community and the sponsorship support, we wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, it's not about putting money in pockets. It's about production costs and travel and I want to see my kid play. Oh, there's a game in Dallas. I want to see my kid play. It's 2 or 3 days. Well, perfect. If we had a budget and we could afford to go and pay for travel and gas, that's what that's for. It's not just about putting money in pockets. It's about affording to go and travel and do games. And that's the whole purpose of doing that. And it's but at the end of the day, it's cool listening to people that and getting their perspective about the games and listening to everybody's personality, calling them, because I don't know about y'all, I grew up listening to football and basketball and stuff like that. Sometimes telecasts can be boring. Sometimes they don't have a right combination. Yeah.
Or you don't have any commentary at all.
Yeah, you don't have any commentary at all, and it sounds bad. And I think everybody here adds something to the pot. Especially during football season. In the basketball season, we tried this, and I think Vince got the basketball bug, and it's.
Hey, they keep saying it, man. Y'all know I love basketball before I got to this.
I didn't listen. When you became a fan, you say.
I answered the call. Y'all said y'all needed help during the playoffs. I said, all right, I'm with it. There was a little bit of change involved, but I mostly came to help. I enjoy basketball though. No, I really do. I've always enjoyed basketball.
It was more fun. It was more fun than you thought it was going to be, though. Go ahead and own up to it, Vince. Go ahead.
It was more fun than I thought. I mean, I love all live sports though.
But you didn't realize how fun it was going to be to call basketball. Go ahead. We're waiting.
To call basketball, to actually, I mean, it's
a difference when you're on the floor.
It's different than just watching. It's different than just watching. I will admit that it's different than just watching. I was a little nervous at first. Sometimes I still get a little nervous, just because, I'm not. I speak from a fan's point of view, so I don't really know what that sounds like.
Well, we got
when the viewers are listening. We got
fan Vince, and we got Coach Marshall, and then I'm just in the middle refereeing.
And so I've had a few people reach out to me, and they told me like, man, I really like the way you sound on there, because it you just give it that energy and stuff. You speak from that point of view. And I appreciate that, because honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I get a little insecure about it, because I was asking Brett one day we was traveling. I was like, so what happens if how many fouls do they need before? And I was just like, I'm just trying to make sure I understood all the rules, because from my point of view, I know NBA basketball, but as far as high school go, I was like, I don't know if those are all the exact same rules, and things. And I can't remember exactly what I was asking Brett about that day, but he kind of clarified some things for me. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, I got it now. It's because I didn't play. That was the one thing I wish I would have done in high school, but I didn't.
Well, once you get that, it's addictive. Once you're a part of it, and like I said, I keep throwing this out there. If you guys want to be a part of something, it may not be on the camera, just helping out with setting up and get behind the scene where everybody here has filmed the game, everybody here has called the game, worked the camera. So it's not like, oh, I'm gonna jump right in there and just start talking. Whoa.
Is that my phone?
Whoa! I don't know what's going on.
I think it's probably.
Oh, okay. It's ringing in my ear, and I'm so used to my phone just dinging all day. So,
but yeah,
and I would say this too. Like, I actually get, I still get surprised when every now and then somebody mentions that they watch it. The last game we did, and I felt bad. Jermaine Davis, he messaged me on Messenger, and I didn't even see it. I missed it because we were at the game already, setting up, and it was so loud. And I didn't notice it on my phone till I got home. But he was asking me, "Hey, are y'all streaming the game tonight and everything?" And I just sent him a message back. I was like, "Man, I'm sorry. I just now saw this." Like, I told him, I was like, "Hey, but you can go to TexanLive.com and catch that game." But I get shocked because I guess sometimes I feel like, yeah, we are streaming, but I don't really know the people who are watching. I don't know who's watching. I don't see like no analytical page that says this person watched and that person tuned in, and so I guess I never really think about it like this. So it's cool to get that kind of feedback when people send you a message or two asking like, "Hey, where y'all filming the game?" I got other people who my lone friend Clayton. He hit me up every now and then. He was hitting me up during games sometimes, asking me questions like, what's going on with this file and this and that. So, but it's just cool to actually get that kind of feedback, that there are people out there that I know that are watching this.
Well, the nice thing is too now, if you ever have questions on a game we're doing, we did it during the playoffs, even if we're not on our network and we're on Texan Live or NFHS, we will have the link. I'll post it somewhere on the page, and we'll make sure we share that out via Twitter or Facebook and everything else. So in the future, if we have that issue.
And apologize to Jermaine. I'm sorry I missed you, bro. And anybody else who may try to reach out to me, my phone rings all the time. So there's a lot of times during the day I put it on silent, and I don't even hear it.
He might get back to you in a couple of weeks. It's okay.
These guys know because they have whole conversations through text.
Well, look, I guess
not to mention.
I guess Vince doesn't have an opinion.
Not to mention I have my other. So I'm looking at my phone, And then, I'm getting phone calls, so I usually keep that bad boy on mute a lot. And I'm bad about that because I forget to turn it back off, turn the mute off when I'm off work. So
Especially you got like 6 group chats. It's like, what's group chat?
that's my problem. That's really my problem. So I got like multiple group chats, and there's one of them that's work.
You gotta pin it. You gotta pin ours up to the top, man. You just hold it down.
Yeah.
The pin. It puts it in the bubble.
My thing is that I got y'all. We got the that's so dope. I got 2 friend groups that are like this, and then I got my work one. And during work hours, like y'all know what I do. Those guys are hitting me up all the time. Hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? Not to mention everything else that's going on. So I think I told you, Brett, like I do actually read messages. If it doesn't require my response right then, I won't say anything.
So if we're not important, you just ignore it.
No, that's not what I said. I said if it does not require a response.
No, it's just Corey and Brett talking back and forth. It's okay.
No,
just ignore it.
No, that's not true. And y'all know that. Y'all see, I won't say nothing for a long time, and then I see something. I'm like, okay, yeah, yada yada yada. Okay,
you're probably asleep somewhere. It's okay.
Oh, I wish.
Hey, I don't know. It's like with the new time schedule with my job in these past 3 weeks, I'm like, bruh, I'm watching TV and I'm like,
so let's talk about it. Since we're just talking about you being off and stuff, let's talk about that. I know it's a little painful, but let's talk about it. Okay, so if those of you don't know, we had been scheduled via Texan Live to cover the regional tournament in Commerce at the airplane hangar, and some unforeseen circumstances came up. And now we're not going to be able to do that. Now I will be traveling to the game with my daughter. We're going to go up and watch, and I'll be live tweeting during the game. So y'all look for my tweets. I'll be tweeting some video out of some updates during the game. And I think Corey may join me on Saturday. Corey, you still, maybe
not.
It depends on when I can see Batman. If Friday night I'm watching Batman.
Man, you got the choice between Dallas Carter and Paris and Kaufman and Faith Family, top 25 matchups. Like we've been chomping the bits to see all season, pretty much. And Batman, you can go see Batman. You can go see Batman like anytime. Corey,
you know what? I'm not gonna name names, but they ruined that experience for me calling the game, and I'm not gonna name drop anybody.
Man, listen, don't do that. Don't do that. Stop that right now. Just stop that. No, hush.
I had a lemon tea. I was bringing my egg.
Leave it alone.
I was geared
Ray,
up.
You shouldn't even brought this up. Now you done stirred this man up.
Hey. Yeah, I see what was happening. That's what I feel like.
You have expressed yourself more than once about that.
I'm gonna keep expressing myself until it's over.
Okay.
Yeah. Either way, I'm gonna go watch some good basketball at the airplane hangar, and I will be there. Whether or not I know.
Take some pictures.
Well, I'm gonna go live on Twitter, different parts of the game, and get some clips and tell everybody the score. Just kind of bits and pieces there. Okay. So y'all keep an eye out for that.
They need to move the regional to Tyler so we can cover it.
Hey, that would be fine. Although I like Commerce, though. It's a nice trip.
But it's only one hotel.
It's like 2 hours.
That's
right?
Okay, though. I got a room, and I'm right down the road, man.
Yeah, come on. You want the whole track. You want these. They used to have it at Moody Coliseum in Dallas. And that's that's a big, that's big enough. No, I'm not hating on Commerce, but I mean,
you haven't been there, Corey. Corey, you haven't been to the airplane hangar.
Commerce,
man. Come on, Corey.
Just
show up on Saturday. Saturday.
Corey, so I can give hate in your blood, man.
So I can give you the experience.
I'm hating right now.
And then you can come back next week and you can tell me, man, that was an awesome atmosphere. I know why you've been talking about it.
I've been to the Palestra in Philly. I wasn't too impressed, but now you know the history of it. It's phenomenal. But that's a big airplane hangar type deal.
It's cool. Okay, so let's do this then. Do y'all see any upsets in this bracket, or are you gonna pick the chalk?
I'm picking the chalk.
You gonna say
Faith family.
family?
How many championships have they won?
Oh, I don't know, man. They won. They
They
won by
gonna.
40.
I want to say
They
they
won
gonna
by
take
40.
an L. I want to say they gonna take an L. I want to be like Corey. I want to be like Corey. They gonna lose at some point.
Oh, is that Corey Johnson? Is that you, Corey Johnson?
They gonna lose at some point. Let Corey tell it. I feel like going that route.
Yeah, you know, I don't want a Dallas school to win it. I don't want a Dallas school to win it. I really don't.
I see that game. I see the game. Faith Family Carter being a good game.
I mean, that's what I think. That's what I think.
If that ends up being what it is, I don't see Kaufman. I know they've got the Dickerson kid that beat us last year.
Kaufman can beat Paris.
They could, but they're not playing Paris. Is the problem? Problem is Kaufman is playing Faith Family. Right.
Well, they win, yeah.
I don't know that they've got someone that can match up with the Faith Family kid. There's a 6'11" sophomore post. They were throwing alleys up. I mean, it was. I got to catch a little bit of that game last night. It was rather impressive. But
that to me is not even. It's a good region, but it may not even be the best region.
Yeah,
Region 3,
Region 3, right down the road. Yeah. Hey, guess what that game?
I thought about taking that drive.
Hey, you can just watch it on Texan Live. They've got that.
I'm salty right now, so I don't want to.
Man, listen, don't mess. Hush.
I'm not. No, I didn't say anything.
We love. It's not Texan Live's fault, man. They were fighting for us. Shout out to my man. Shout out to my man Jesse, man. He takes care of us.
For real. Shout out to Jesse. Yeah, for real, because that was the good for looking out for us and everything.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the plug.
Appreciate that. And but I'm like, if I can't call it, I don't want to be there.
I understand. But see, before you called the games, you didn't know any better.
Well, but still, it'll be
fun. It'll be fun to get to just not have to. You can say whatever you want now.
Now I want to say whatever I want on the mic, and then somebody said, "Wow, I can't believe you said that," and then boom, I gotta follow those guys, and then hey, that's an extra 200 people on Twitter, 250.
Everybody should be following us by now. If you're not, you need to. Our Twitter handles are below. So, I'm at Brett Swinney. Yeah, we got to get Vince in Twitter. He's sudden tweeted since 2012, I think, or something like that. I don't know.
Man, I retweeted something the other day.
All right.
I'm actually, you see, I'm on Twitter right now. That's what I was doing now. I was on Twitter.
If you don't retweet your followers, man, we gotta. I mean, what's your follower count at, Vince?
Oh,
I've been trying to help you.
It's low.
Oh, look at that. Kyle gave us a shout out on Twitter. He said, shout out to @NetSN_live for having me on the show tonight. I enjoyed it, fellas. We'll give him a like there. Thanks, Kyle, for joining us. Definitely got to have him on again. Maybe we can help him. Maybe we can help him out with one of his teams he can't get to cover.
Maybe so. Yeah.
I still want to cover the regional game, and I'm not letting that down. I'm just gonna be upset about that. But I might go. I might go to the. I might take.
You about to mess up the money. You about to mess up the money.
I'm not saying anything. I haven't said anything derogatory. I just said, I'm just gonna I might just take a little drive to Lufkin and watch Silsby and Houston and some of those Mount Pleasant's playing there, and so it might be some good games. It might be some good games. So Silsby's pretty good. I haven't been to the facility.
I'm up to 152 followers now. That's not too bad.
Oh, hold on. How do you check to see how many followers you got?
It's not the number of followers. It's the followers. It's the quality of followers.
I got good quality.
You know how many followers I got? I got 62.
You're okay there. Not too shabby.
I mean, I used to use this all the time, but then I just got to a point with social media where I just kind of backed off of it for a little bit.
I'm going to challenge our fans and get us. We want to get to 1,000 followers on our Twitter account.
Combined.
SN_live. We want to get to 1,000.
Corey, how many followers you got?
Say what?
I said, how many followers you got?
Don't
2?
follow me. Follow Jesus.
Oh, my God.
That means he got 2. Me and Brett.
Well, we're up to 940.
Jesus don't even follow you.
NetSN Live. We're up to 940 followers, so we're looking for 1,000.
Hey,
so,
there we go.
guys,
There we go.
retweet and share our
We
post.
get to 1,000. We might Uncle Mo. We may have to do Uncle Mo skit.
Yeah.
We need an Uncle Mo shirt.
We need somebody to play Uncle Mo. Who gonna play Uncle Mo? I don't know. Who could do that?
I can. Hey, we can figure that out. That's not hard.
Yeah.
Commercial.
Uncle Mo looks like.
Uncle Mo. Uncle Mo is evil.
I will say again though, guys, if you're watching this on any platform, we appreciate you. But if you will make an effort to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel and like all our videos, that really helps us out. The more likes we can get, the more likely it is that people will find our show and the more subscribers we get, the channel builds and we'll be able to do a lot more things. So there's our YouTube channel right below. So search for us at NetSN Live, and yeah, just keep looking. New things will be coming out here soon. Of course, we'll have our logo soon. We'll have some other things. Things will slowly start to switch over. You'll see, things change on the site and such. But again, if you have any, suggestions, ideas, comments, remember to contact us. We got the website. You can contact us on Facebook. However, y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about? I know we can talk about next week. We'll talk about the regional tournaments, kind of maybe break down some of the state matchups for the boys. Talk about who won state for the girls. Shout out to Brownsboro. Coach Jeremy Durham and his girls are playing for state this week. So good luck to them. We got Winsboro, as Kyle said, is going to be there. There was a couple other teams maybe as well. I can't think of them off the top of my head. But I know Coach Durham. He's a great guy, great coach. Was at Chapel Hill a couple of years ago. They've made a great run. I'm looking forward to possibly seeing a Brownsboro-Argyle matchup in the final. Argyle's undefeated this season. Brownsboro's
another Argyle undefeated team.
Corey's going to pick against them.
They'll lose.
Here we go.
So shout out to
they gotta lose.
Shout out to them. And yeah, so we'll break down all that. We'll talk March Madness. Probably conference tournament time will be starting up next week. So maybe we'll break down maybe we'll make some picks on the conference tournaments, the big ones, who we think is going to win.
I'm following the WAC. SFA and Sam Houston State is in the WAC. So they'll be in Vegas. Go Bearcats.
So Corey's going to be picking Sam Houston. That's who he's going to pick. We'll just go ahead and throw that out there.
Coach Hooten, Bearcats, eat 'em up, cats.
But and we'll also have a special guest next week from Scouting Report. Matt Oswald will be with us. He's got a great site trying to get guys recruited. He's got a great service going on. We'll have him on as well. And then, of course, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to try to get some Chapel Hill players on. So I know Adrian Mumphrey. We got to get Mumphrey. Yeah, Mumphrey. Yeah. We got to get you on. We'll get reach in touch to maybe maybe a couple of the girls as well. So give us a message or something. Any players of Chapel Hill's team that wants to come on, we'll get you on and talk a little hoops and
hoops and football. Whatever you want to talk.
Anything. Now that the season's over and there's nothing else to focus on, we'd love to have you on and just pick your brain about what y'all have going on. So I guess that's pretty much it for this evening. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Remember, a big announcement: NetSN Live is now live. Yeah. The website, go check it out. It's easy. If you forget and try to go to Bulldog Sports Network, it'll just redirect you to NetSN Live anyway. So, go check out the site. Give us feedback. What do we need to add? What do we not need to have? We like all the feedback we can get. So, for Vince and Corey, I'm Brett. We'll catch you next time right here in the weekly wrap-up show on NetSN Live. Good night, everyone.